from 1 Samuel 16, just the first verse. And the Lord said unto Samuel, How long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing that I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill thy horn with oil, and go, I will send thee to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons. So we're going to talk about Samuel and Saul, why we struggle with closure. You see, Samuel and Saul were friends. They were buddies. They were king and prophet.
Yeah.
See, there was a few times where God was displeased with Samuel, and at this time he was asking him, why are you sitting here mourning? See, a little history is that Saul was the Israelites when they left Egypt. And they were asked for a king. They were asking for somebody to lead them, and they chose Saul. So Samuel anointed Saul, and so they reigned together. That Israel was very prosperous because they were together, king and prophet, friends. So everything was moving along nicely. The thing is that Saul started to be disobedient to God. And Saul was doing things on his own, and the Lord didn't like it, so the Lord removed his hand from Saul. So Samuel is sitting here because he's now lost his friend, and he's sitting here mourning, and the Lord is saying to him, why? Why are you sitting here? I have a David waiting. God is saying, how long are you going to cry over something I rejected? I have taken my hand off of Saul. Samuel was not moving forward because he was struggling with what we call moving forward.
Yeah.
God has removed his hand from it. We struggle with closure ourselves. Sometimes we miss our future or our destiny because we are living in the past. We live our lives in seasons ordered by God. As it says in Ecclesiastes, he says it's a time to be born and a time to die. There's different seasons, and they don't last forever. Seasons eventually change. Very few things and people are permanent in our lives.
Yeah.
Relationships change. You may not be with the first boyfriend or girlfriend that you were with. People may change. So you may want to change your number in your phone. You may not want that boyfriend or that girlfriend or whoever that crazy person that you ended up with. You don't want to take the number out of the phone because they may call you. You don't want to answer on a strange number, so you might want to change that name from John to a do not answer or leave me alone or something like that. And sometimes our church membership changes. Sometimes we may stop growing at the church that you were at, and we move on to different churches. Our ideas change. Sometimes our employment changes because of restructuring at the job. And we might change from immature to maturity. You may say you're 40, trying to be 20. I was at my cousin's, a couple years ago at my cousin's dance. She had turned 21, and I'm in there, and there's a song that comes on, and everybody jumps up and they're singing the song, and I had never heard of the song before in my life. So it's like me sitting there, and then you're judging because you see the girls come through, and you're like, what do they have on? Or their mama let them in the house like that. That's how you know you become mature because you're sitting here wondering these things. So you shouldn't be in those areas anymore. So 40 trying to be 20. That's right. But immaturity could stop you from growing into your next season. Why Samuel got stuck while David was waiting. 4 reasons we struggle with closure. We have different spirits, a spirit of avoidance. When God ends a season, we often get attached to it by people or romantical, our co-workers, our friends. People get comfortable with you, and you get stuck, and you're not moving on to what God wants you to do. 2, we have fear. There's no guarantee. If he tells tells you to leave that job, and then you're wondering, will I get paid more at the next job? Will I get a next job? You have to just have faith in that. Or will he, if I leave this relationship, will I be alone? Will I get somebody else? 3, we have hurt. Some seasons are forced upon us. God may take that job away from you. He may take that man away from you. Hope. Some people believe that things will change or they'll get another chance. God is not going back to Saul, but Samuel had hope. Now, don't misread signs or things that people or relationships on hope. People may feel sorry, but some can be remorseful, but that doesn't mean that it was ordered by God. Being recommitted doesn't necessarily mean it'll be more productive. And people make promises, and that does not guarantee that they will change in their promises. Sometimes we see nothing wrong with where we are, and we won't change. A good job. Some people may say, girl, you better not leave that job. You got benefits and everything. But they don't know the struggle that it is on that job once you're on that job, which you may be going through. Or you might have a good man from appearances on the outside, but the girl lives in your ear saying, you better not leave that man. That's a good man. But we have to apply. Many men may applaud, but God did not ordain. John 15:2 says, no tree goes without pruning. Take the rose as they are. There are many buds on that rose, on that stem. But the gardener will prune the sides of it so that he can grow one good rose on that stem. And there's one rose that will grow with greatness. We struggle with things, and life creates struggles for us as well. We could be young, gifted, and called. Some struggles we create, or life creates us. One, we have more ideas than we can sustain, more projects. We need to prune one so that we can blossom with the one. We may have many decisions to make or put our things in a lot of activities. We may join 12 boards at the church and be overcommitted, but we're not giving ourselves, we're just all over the place. We might have more stuff than we need, more shoes in our closet, more clothes in our closet than we need. But sometimes the basics will do. More relationships that we can nurture. Everybody's getting a piece of you. Sometimes we have to hone in on that one thing. God will take us through different seasons, and he will prune us. God has a way of ending relationships and jobs so we can grow or move on to our next season. Israel could have went back to Egypt, but God wasn't there. He had moved on. Sometimes we get stuck in a revolving door. We may push on that door, but if we're pushing so hard, we may just go around in a circle. That's all we're doing is just going in a circle. We're not moving on with life. And sometimes things, if we go back, God makes things 7 times worse or ugly the second time when you went back and he told you to move on. That's like, for me, when I came back from Florida, I took a job. Well, before I went for the interview, and before I could leave and get back to the house, they had called and was asking me to come in and accept the job. And I did at first. But then, me getting greedy, I'm like, I think I can do better. I think I can probably do something different, and get a little more money than what they were offering me. So I didn't accept the job. I went on and looked for other jobs and things, and the Lord had that job for me. But me thinking, not being humble, I can go on and get another job. So I ended up working at different little places. Ended up at Blue Cross Blue Shield, and it was a good job on the outside. Everybody said, oh girl, you got good benefits, Blue Cross Blue Shield. But the thing is, it was a struggle working there. I mean, I was like a maintenance person. It wasn't what they told me that I would be doing. I was pushing things and